I was born in Chicago, and at 7 years of age, I fell in love with my first older woman. You should have been there. It occurred the day my parents sent me to my room for something I did not do. I always seemed to get in trouble for something that I didn't do. On my dresser in my bedroom was a turquoise and blue television, and it displayed programs in black and white. And only one channel worked. Think of all the channels that you can watch today. Can you imagine having to pick just one? And that one channel on that television was channel 11, WTTW, the window to the world. Their programming consisted of ballet, modern dance, music, and drama. Channel 11 was boring. No cartoons, and 40 years too early for those YouTube videos. I was about to turn off the television when this woman appeared on the screen. Martha Graham, the older woman that I was about to fall in love with. Martha Graham was 72 years old. I was 7. Martha was a dancer, choreographer. She performed at the White House, traveled abroad as a cultural ambassador, and received the highest civilian award of the United States, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She reminded me of my grandmother, although she was totally different. I began to observe the words that she spoke that day as she began, "I believe that we learn by practice, whatever it means to learn to dance by practicing dancing, or to learn to live by practicing living. The principles are the same, and each is a performance of a dedicated, precise set of acts which creates and shapes achievement and a sense of your being." I felt like she was talking just to me as she began to move with her dancers, flowing, gliding in sync, demonstrating the result of practice. 4 years earlier, when I was just a child of 3 years old, my father began working as a salesperson selling women's hosiery on the west side of the city. This was one of the worst parts of the city you could be in. Shooting. Nobody would ever go into those little corner stores because they feared for their lives. But not my dad. He continued to sell there. He knew that his best audience would be there. He would get those store owners a guarantee on any damaged pair of nylons that he sold to them. He would replace them with another. So every day he would bring home some hosiery that eventually needed to be shipped back to the manufacturer. I'd sit next to my father in the evening as he counted the damaged items that he prepared for returning. I would be counting out loud 1 dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen. I realized that this was a real-life practice of adding and subtracting. Good hosiery, bad hosiery. Identifying words from reading the hosiery labels, and would name the color of each piece of hosiery. Cinnamon, beige, smoke, off black, off white. One size fits all, but again, one size extra large. So I used that information and I began reading, and then I started writing. And by the time I was 5 years old, I began marking the boxes that were being returned to Troxler Hosiery, Charlotte, North Carolina. I was learning new skills by practicing. I was taking small words and just putting them together and making larger words. Practicing every single day. And when I entered first grade, I had a reading level of a 6th grader. When I entered 6th grade, I had math levels of a high schooler. I left school 3 years later and went out into the world. And I kept taking job after job after job, learning new skills and taking those skills, combining them with the old ones, and then taking them into practice. Martha Graham said that if you practice dancing, you're a dancer. If you practice in your life, you're practicing for life. Take into account, if you every single day practice just one thing over and over again, can you imagine what you yourself will be able to do? All you need to do is practice.